We are heading into an incredible season of IMSA. The WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is back for 2024, and there is a lot to discuss about it. This video will preview all the major details you need to know ahead of the 2024 IMSA season. The 2024 season is expected to be spectacular, and there are numerous reasons to why this is the case. Some of them include the arrival of a new GTP entry, the return to endurance racing for Ford with their new Mustang GT3, the return of Detroit to the IMSA calendar, and the list goes on from there. 2024 will mark the 54th running of an IMSA season, the first all the way back in 1969 when IMSA was founded, which was 55 years ago. The 2024 season also marks the 10-year anniversary from when IMSA was reborn in 2014 because of the merger of the Rolex Sports Car Series and the American Le Mans Series. For the upcoming season, the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship will once again be the primary series within IMSA, and again for this season, that championship will be backed up with IMSA's support series, such as the Michelin Pilot Challenge and the VP Sports Car Challenge. For the majority of this video, I'll mainly be focusing on the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, which is IMSA's main series, but I do want to mention that IMSA's support series do have really good racing and is definitely something to check out in 2024. For this year, the WeatherTech Championship will have 4 categories. The categories include GTP, LMP2, GTD Pro, and GTD. The GTP class, or Grand Touring Prototype, is IMSA's most popular category and where the fastest prototypes race within the WeatherTech Championship. Across the majority of the season, this class is where we'll see the battle for the overall lead happen. The regulations that are allowed include LMH and LMDH. So far, LMDH cars are the only entries to compete within IMSA, but for next season in 2025, the first of the Le Mans Hypercars will be coming over, that being Aston Martin's Valkyrie. If you want to find out more details about GTP and the regulations that are present, I made a full video recently about it. I'll put a link in the description and at the end of this video to that one. The LMP2 class, short for Le Mans Prototype 2, is the category for the secondary prototypes within IMSA. These cars are going to be slower than the GTP entries, and in this class, the LMP2 regulations are present. And then finally, there are the IMSA GT classes, GTD Pro and GTD, and this is the abbreviation for Grand Touring Daytona. These are the 2 categories where we'll likely see the most racing and the most amount of competition within IMSA's WeatherTech Championship. And as for the regulations, both classes in 2024 will be using GT3 spec cars. Now, when I just talked about these 4 categories, you may have noticed that there seems to be a class missing. You might be thinking of LMP3, which existed in IMSA in 2023 and years prior. The LMP3 class has actually been removed for the WeatherTech Championship in 2024, but fear not, LMP3 cars will still be racing within IMSA. We will still be able to see LMP3 cars in the VP Racing Sports Car Challenge. As for the 2024 entry list, there are 49 cars participating in the full season of the WeatherTech Championship, and that's not including the entries for the Michelin Endurance rounds. Initially, it was 48 cars confirmed for the full-time list in 2024. However, Proton Competition just recently announced that they're going to be racing full-time in the GT3 categories with a Ford Mustang, making it 3 Fords participating in IMSA full-time. Speaking of the American manufacturer, that's another exciting thing for 2024. Ford is back in IMSA. Ford is entering a brand new car, the Mustang GT3. Multimatic Motorsports is running the operation with 2 Fords in the GTD Pro class. And now that Proton Competition is on the grid, like I said earlier, there is now 3 Fords on the grid. I also want to talk about the new GTP arrival, the Lamborghini SC63. The Italian manufacturer is building their very first hybrid prototype race car. This entry is built around the LMDH regulations, and only one SC63 will be entered in IMSA. That entry is run by Iron Lynx, but the Lamborghini SC63 will only be participating in the Michelin endurance rounds of IMSA. That includes the events held at Sebring, Watkins Glen, Indianapolis, and Road Atlanta, not at the Daytona International Speedway. Lamborghini will not participate in GTP at the Rolex 24. For next season, a massive amount of 14 car builders will supply cars to the IMSA grid, including 12 car brands that are distributing cars across the world. In addition to Lamborghini joining the grid, Porsche, Cadillac, Acura, and BMW will continue in GTP next season. JDC Miller Motorsports and Proton Competition will continue to run customer Porsche 963s. And also, there's a change over at Acura, as Meyershank Racing has temporarily left IMSA, meaning that Wayne Taylor Racing has taken over the second ARX06 and will run 2 cars in 2024. Once again in LMP2, Oreca will supply the majority of chassis, and Ligier will also supply Sean Creech Motorsports LMP2 chassis. And as for the GT classes, 11 car brands will be on the grid, including Porsche, BMW, Aston Martin, McLaren, Chevrolet, Ford, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Acura, Lexus, and Mercedes. I quickly want to mention the BOP, Balance of Performance. It is back for 2024 and just will be present in the GTP category and the 2 GT categories of the IMSA WeatherTech Championship. The LMP2 class will not have BOP. Alright, let me tell you about the race calendar for 2024. For the WeatherTech Championship, IMSA has 11 races scheduled. The season starts off with the biggest event of the season, the Rolex 24 at Daytona, which is a 24-hour endurance race. This takes place from January 27th to the 28th, with all 4 classes present. Round 2 is on March 16th, and that is the 12 hours of Sebring. All 4 classes will be present for that event as well. IMSA then heads to Southern California to complete the shortest round of the season, the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. This event will be on April 20th, and GTP cars and GTD cars will be present. Round 4 will be the Moto Course de Monterrey at Laguna Seca on May 12th. The cars participating will be from the GTP class and the 2 GT classes. This is a change for 2024, as in 2023 the LMP2 cars were on track at Laguna Seca. Round 5 will take place in the state of Michigan, as for the first time since 2022, IMSA is heading to Detroit for the Detroit Grand Prix on June 1st. GTP cars will be present, along with the GTD Pro class. After a short break for the 24 hours of Le Mans, IMSA returns to the Watkins Glen circuit for the 6 hours of the Glen. This is the 3rd Michelin Endurance Round, and it takes place on June 23rd, and all classes will be present for the 6-hour event. Then it's the Chevrolet Grand Prix at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. This will be held on July 14th. A major change for the race at CTMP sees no GTP cars out on track. Only the LMP2 and GT classes will be present. This is the only race where the LMP2 class is the headline category within IMSA, as they will likely be getting the overall victory. GTP cars will make a return for round 8 on August 4th, which is going to be at the Road America circuit. Along with GTP will be the other 3 classes of the WeatherTech Championship. After Road America is round 9 at VIR, Virginia International Raceway, taking place on August 25th. This is the only event where just the GT cars will be racing, as the Northeast Grand Prix at Lime Rock Park is no longer on the calendar. Then to complete the season is going to be the race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway and Road Atlanta. Both of these are Michelin endurance rounds and have all 4 classes present. The event at Indianapolis will be on September 22nd, and rounding off the season will be Petit Le Mans, taking place on October 12th. Now, from what I told you, the racing in IMSA for 2024 sounds pretty entertaining, right? Well, you might be wondering, how are you going to be able to watch the races in IMSA? Now, once again for 2024, if you're living inside the United States of America, you'll be able to watch the racing on the Peacock streaming service. That is going to be an NBC Sports broadcast. For everybody else across the world, the racing will be streamed live on IMSA TV. That is going to be an IMSA broadcast. So that completes my season preview for IMSA in 2024. Are you excited for the upcoming season of this North American motorsport? Well, let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, I highly suggest you do so, considering I make endurance racing content mainly on WEC and IMSA every single week. And if you want to see another video, check out the options on the screen. So for now, that's it from me. I'll see you all in the next video.